So in self-isolation, social distancing in light of COVID-19, I am exploring all kinds of opportunities for playing solitaire and card games. Just learned this new one and thought it's very cool. It's called Pyramid Solitaire, and thought I'd show you the quick setup. It's pretty cool because you can win about 1 in 4 games, which is kind of neat. It keeps you kind of going, keeps you interested, and it's a counting solitaire game based on the number 13. So I'll show you how to set it up. First, you set up a pyramid with face-up cards, and there's 7 rows, and they keep on overlapping from the top. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So I'm going to just adjust the camera just a little bit so you can see it all. And you'll see they overlap as the pyramid grows to the base. The premise of this game is based on the number 13. So kings are treated as 13. Queens are treated as 12. Jacks are treated as 11. So for instance, on Jack plus a 2 is 13. You can put it into your pile. A queen plus an ace is a 1 always. So you can put a queen with an ace and put that in your pile. I will try my best to put this where you can see the discard pile. So the very first thing you do is look for what you have, and it starts at the base. So the first thing you do is look for anything that adds up to 13. Suits don't matter in this game, which is really cool. So right away I see 8. So 8 and a 5, and I can take those because 8 and 5 is 13. You can't take anything from up above the stack. It has to be in line with the base. Another good one is a 3 and a 10. And there's some strategy involved here because notice I had 2 10s. So I was looking at actually what using this 10, if it was an advantage over using the other 10. But I decided it's too early in this for that, so I do a 10 and a 3. Another good one is 7 and a 6 is a good combination. But again, I'm going to look at if I use the other 7 I have with that 6, will it open up any other opportunities? And right now I don't see that. So I'm going to do this 7 with this 6 and take that off, and I put it in the discard pile. I haven't used my stockpile yet. I'm just trying to find out any moves I have first. So as you can see, the pyramid is slowly disappearing. I've pretty much run out of moves. Oh, actually I haven't. There's a queen and an ace right here. So I'm allowed to take those. That's 13. Queen again is 12. Let's see if there's anything else. No, I'm pretty much stuck with limited with a 4, a 10, and a 7 in my base right now. So I can't do anything with that. So now I'm using my stock. So I'm going to move that up, and I'm going to just show you what I'm doing for now. So my stock, I just flip 1 card, and I have a king. So that's a king is 13. So that's an instant win for that one. I can put it right in my pile, in my discard pile. So next card is a 10. So I need a 3 showing in my bottom row in order to utilize that 10. So I can't use that. I keep that face up. Next card is a 9. 9 and a 4 is 13. So I can use that. So I'm going to do 9 and 4. Okay, and put that in my discard pile. And if something comes up that allows me to use the card below the 9, I'm allowed to use that as well, which makes it kind of easier to use. So right now I have, on my base, I have a 7, a 10, and a 4. So I can't use that 10 right now. Now I have a 6, so 6 pairs with a 7 to make 13, and there you go. So I have another one, and the whole point of this is to reduce, to basically make your pyramid disappear from the bottom up, which is really cool. There's no more moves, so I'm going to flip another one. I have an ace. Ace is a 1. Nothing yet. Jack is an 11, so a jack can pair with my 2 over here for 13. So a jack is an 11 and 2, so 13. My ace, I still have my ace that I can use, but I can't yet. So I'm basically limited with a 10 and a 4 in my pyramid. So there's a 7. Nope, can't use it. Another rule that's kind of neat is if the card before, if you can use the card before with this card, you can take both and put them in your discard pile. So that's not the case here. There's a queen. Nope, can't use it. An ace. So here's a perfect example. I have an ace and a queen was my last discard. So I can actually keep those and take them out of circulation. I think that's it for now. There we go, a 10 and a 3. So I have a 10 here and a 3 for 13. Leaves me with a queen, a 4, and a 4. So I can't do anything with that. There's a 2, can't use it. Jack. Actually, I can use the jack because, again, I have the jack and a 2. The jack is 11 and the 2 make 13. So I can discard or store that. Take that out of circulation. There's what I needed. The queen, the queen with an ace. So the queen is 12 and an ace is 1, 13. And what that did, that freed up this king. And the king, I can just take it right out of circulation. So right now I'm stuck with 2 4s in my base. So we'll continue. There's a 3, 9. Yep, 9 plus 4 is 13. So now I have a choice. I can use one or the other 4 with this 9. So now I'm looking at if there's any advantage to using one over the other right now. I'm not really seeing an advantage right now, so I'm just going to take this one for now because it's the lowest on my pyramid. And I'm going to pair that with the 9 and 4, put that there. And that's the only move. Oh, nope, there you go. I have another 9 and a 4 exposed. So there was a method to my madness, I just didn't know it. That exposes another king here. We'll take that out. Now I have a 5 and a 2 facing, or on the base. So I can't use my 3. There's a 2, a jack with a 2. Perfect. I can take that out. And you see it's a pretty quick game. There's another king that got released. I can take that out of circulation. And I have 2 5s left. So we'll continue. So really I need an 8. But I also got to watch this discard pile to make sure they're not adding up to 13. So I'm looking for an 8 right now. Queen, jack, 5. There we go. There's an 8. So here I have a choice. I have that, the previous discard, but it's to my advantage here that I'm going to take one of these. So I think I'm going to just take this one. 8 and 5 is 13. Take that out. And really that's all I can do right now. So we're going to keep going. A 7 and a 4. So I can't use that. So now I just flip the pile. One way is you just go once through and your pile, and if there's still cards here, you lose. I like to play it a little bit differently, so I'm gonna just continue. I've just flipped my stock, and I'm gonna keep going one card at a time. And can't use that 10. Can't use the ace. Can't use that. I can use that. So there's a 3 and my 10. So there we go. So now we're stuck with a 5 here. So we keep going. 2, 6, queen, jack, 5, 7, and 4. Okay, nothing came up of that one. I'm going to just try it once more to make sure, because I wasn't paying attention. So can't use the 10, can't use the ace, can't use the 5, no, 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 and no. I lose. So in a perfect game, there's a good example of me actually losing this game. I went through all of my card stock and I couldn't get a move out of this. Okay. So if these ended up being like a 9 and a 4, or a 10 and 3, if they added up, if 2 of these cards added up to 13, I could use them. And then you just keep going through your stock until you either get rid of that last card, or if there's any cards here, you lose. I'm finding you win about 1 out of every 3 or 4 games, which is pretty cool. And it's an easy setup, and it's like I said, it's a counting game, so it keeps you thinking.